Hi there, everybody, and welcome to the Mark Mo Show Fireside Chats here on 103.1 FM WVLP, WVLP.org, the TuneIn app, and all podcast platforms and YouTube. Make sure to check the links to this interview on the Mark Mo Show, Mark Maloney, and WVLP Facebook pages. This week we chat with Big D Demetrious Lewis of the Porter County Health Department. We'll learn a bit more about Demetrious, what's going on at the Health Department, including the upcoming kickoff to Summer Health Fair in Central Park Plaza on June 13th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Demetrious, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Mark. We really appreciate the opportunity to come on the show tonight.
Well, I appreciate it, and it's great to have you here. I love the event. This is second year now, second year for the event. So we're gonna eventually get to that. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. But for those folks out there in the community that don't know who you are, why don't you tell a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Well, I am Demetrious Lewis. I'm the communications manager for the Porter County Health Department. Along with the responsibilities that I have, I am the PIO, Public Information Officer for the Health Department and Emergency Management Agency. So if there's ever some kind of situation, heaven forbid, a chemical exposure or some kind of natural disaster, you would see me on TV telling you guys what you need to know to stay safe. I would coordinate everything with the media, coordinate those press conferences and whatnot. My other responsibilities, I'm in charge of our social media. That's one of my biggest responsibilities and probably my most fun with that.
Absolutely.
Get to do a lot with that. I'm in charge of making different social media videos. I'm in charge of keeping our websites up to date. I wear a lot of different hats at the health department. No 2 days look alike for me. I'm always doing something different. I have a background in broadcasting a little bit. I was a sports anchor and a news reporter back in my media days in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So some people have said you can kind of tell with my voice a little bit.
Absolutely, we can.
And you may recognize my voice a little bit because we recently started our own show here on WVLP. We're about 8 episodes deep. It's called the POCO Wellness Hour. Our program airs on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's a show that runs every other week. So you get a new show every 2 weeks. Like I said, the original playing on that was Monday at 6 p.m. when we have a rerun on Saturdays at 9 a.m. It's really an opportunity for us to get a chance to talk to our local partners, everyone in the community that we think need a bigger platform, if you will.
Sure.
I enjoy the opportunity to kind of sit back and talk to everyone. It's educational for me to learn about all the different programs and initiatives that we have going on. And I think it's a really good benefit for the audience also. Mm-hmm. Our last show, actually, I talked to a gentleman from the Crisis Center in Gary. We talked a little bit about the 988 hotline, and believe it or not, there are some people that really don't know about resources like that and how those things like that can really help people. So having a program like this, using the skills that I've been able to accumulate over the years here with WVLP, with the POCO Wellness Hour, has been a really good opportunity, not just for me, but for our organization and everyone who comes on the show, and of course the Porter County community. So along with all that, I'm a radio show host also.
I love it. And you're a very good one too. It's a great show. Let everybody know once again the times they can catch you.
Yes, that is on Monday nights on WVLP at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we have a rerun on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that. And definitely the plug. And it's a great show. And I think it based, in the Porter County Health Department, outreach is paramount to what you guys do and what you're trying to achieve. So I think this radio show really helps you do that, and you guys do a great job with it.
I appreciate it. We really do. It's definitely something new for us. We've never done anything like this. So to have this be placed upon me, being the first person to carry this out for the health department, is truly an honor, and I'm proud of it.
Oh, that's awesome. So now I'm very interested because you brought up a bit of a broadcasting career that you've had in Fort Wayne, and so communications being the background, I'm very interested to hear what brought you to Porter County Health Department.
Well, after graduating from Ball State, I held a few jobs in news media. Kind of worked my way up the ladder, so to speak, from a production assistant to an assignment editor to a producer, and to eventually becoming an on-air talent. I've just accumulated a lot of skills over that time. Like I said, graduating from Ball State and working as a communications manager now, it's really an opportunity for me to use those same skills that I've been building over all these years of me being out of college. I remember in second grade, my second grade teacher said, "Demetrious, you are either going to be a marine biologist or you're going to work in broadcasting." I have a love for whales. Free Willy changed my life. Free Willy changed my life. I was a little boy when I saw that movie. Yeah. And I tell you what, teachers are very important people, and she clearly knew me and knew the path that I was on, because that's eventually where I went to, So working in media, I saw this opportunity at the Porter County Health Department, kind of to go to the dark side, if you will, the other side of the coin. Yeah. Being a reporter, I'm out there looking for news. I'm hunting for news, so to speak. I'm looking for things to report on. In this position, I'm more of a gatekeeper. I'm releasing the information. I'm letting people know what needs to be known out there. So it just is it's a natural transition for people who work in media to find a job like this in PR, communications management, marketing. I really touch on all that kind of stuff. I make flyers. I do different brochures. Like I said, I wear a lot of different hats at the health department, and it's truly an honor to be able to work at a job like this. I feel like people who are like me that have the degree that I have, we have a unique set of skills. We have to do a little bit of writing, we have to do a little bit of filming, editing, we have to be comfortable talking to people, large groups of people, and right there, public speaking is number one fear for most people. So having a job like this where I'm able to use all these skills that I've built up, it's truly a blessing. And to do it in a community like this where a big part of this is storytelling, where I'm bringing this from journalism, and it really plays a big part with this also, having a chance to tell success stories, having a chance to do programs like this to talk about the fun initiatives and programs that we have going on. So that storytelling aspect and not reporting on good news, I'm bringing that from the broadcasting and journalism world into this position now, and that right there is the biggest thrill for me, because that's why you get into the industry, to tell stories and let people know that not everything is doom and gloom,
That's right, and it's nice for a change. Yeah, it really is, and I think people deep down would much rather listen to that. Things that are informative, things where you're learning about resources that can help you and your family. I think that's great.
Absolutely. Porter County it's a big place, and we're all about a good time here. We're really big on our festivals and things like that, but there are people that need help, and it's important for us to let people know that there are resources out there for those people.
Oh, absolutely. And the Porter County Health Department is a really great resource. So, and I'm sure this is a very broad question, but maybe you could just point out to a few things. What services does the Porter County Health Department provide?
Well, that is a pretty broad question.
I figured it would be.
So, we could go to our nursing division. They do, lab work, immunizations. They do STI, HIV testing. You can go to our environmental safety division. They'll do things like septic system checks. They will go out and check semi-public and public pools. They'll go out to the local beaches to get those water samples to make sure that the water is safe. We have a school liaison division where we are active in the community. We get out into the schools and we are putting on programs for the kids, teaching them things. We have a care coordination division where we have a care coordinator who's in touch with a whole bunch of different resources here in Porter County in terms of getting people insurance, getting them in touch with different food pantries. So it really is a broad spectrum of what we do. I've said this before. I feel like a lot of our attention with the Porter County Health Department is kind of shined on our nursing division, and understandably so. They're very active and out there in the community, but we do have other divisions that are out there putting a dent in the world in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of health, as it pertains to Porter County, we'll kind of keep it local, so to speak. What do you see as like the top health concerns right now in Porter County?
Well, it's kind of a hard question right now because right now we're all about being preventative right now.
Sure,
heart disease is a really big issue in Porter County. We did a study a couple of years ago to find what the major issues are in our community, and that was one of the big ones. So one of the things that we do at the health department, our mission is to promote, protect, and provide a vital public health services, and a part of that is the being proactive about things. So we do a lot of education, encouraging people to, if they're smokers, not smoke. We focus on a lot of preventative aspects.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. And even with the older population, that's still a very important thing because there's still a lot of life left to live with a lot of the older individuals, those that work at the mill and things of that nature. So I think programs like that, through the health department, through organizations like YMCA and other groups like that, being able to kind of coordinate and just talk about these preventative measures, I think is really important.
Absolutely. And of course, we have a lot of partnerships in the community. And I do just want to say, us being at the health department, we present a compelling alternative to, private doctors when it comes to cost effectiveness, accessibility, focused approach on public health. Like I said, a lot of times our services are offered at a lower cost or even sometimes free, depending on the initiatives that we have going on. Sometimes we'll put on different clinics and whatnot. So it's a different alternative for a lot of people who may be uninsured, underinsured. Like I said, we focus on a lot of those public health initiatives.
Oh, I love that. That's fantastic because we do have a lot of folks that are underinsured or uninsured right now. So that is really a fantastic service.
And it's important that they get the services that they deserve also.
Absolutely, 100%. Now, when you think of health crisis, so let's think of like COVID. Gosh, that's 5 years ago now. It seems like yesterday, man. I will never forget that. So you think of something like COVID. When it comes to health emergencies and things like that, what does Porter County Health Department do? How can you guys keep the public involved when things like this happen?
Well, I will say that I wasn't around during the COVID time, so that was I've heard stories from the team that it was a quite stressful time. I was in Northeast Indiana. It's definitely a stressful time for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, one thing that we do and we have done is we've had simulation drills.
Okay.
We've done things that have kind of get that stress on us, kind of those practice scenarios, if you will.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of those. We actually had one on Wednesday, June 4th for Project Adam, but this one was a little bit different. It was for a cardiac arrest designation. So we are officially now a heart-safe community site, the Porter County Health Department. So so I'll talk a little bit about this drill that took place. We were at the admin building. building, and it was an all hands on deck kind of deal. We had local EMS, other Porter County government entities involved. We simulated a cardiac arrest issue. So we had a practice dummy. We got some practice with the AEDs. Mm-hmm. We made sure everyone knew where those AEDs are located in the building, just in case, those. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when an emergency happens. Mm-hmm. So practicing things like this and having these kind of drills, putting that stress on you when you're not in that actual situation. It's just like sports. It's practice. So, you got to get those reps in.
You have to.
And that's what I think is important. Like I said, I wasn't around for the COVID time, mm-hmm. but that is one thing that I can say that we're pretty active about. We've had drills. We've talked about different scenarios, but right now, knock on wood, there's no issues right now going on.
Right, correct. We have a community that is made up of a lot of renters. They rent homes, they rent apartments, and everything else. So when there is environmental health hazards, so let's say potential lead, mold, anything like that, can they come to the Porter County Health Department and seek help?
Absolutely. You can call our number. I am missing that right now. I'm so sorry. But yes, you can reach out to us, our environmental division. Mm-hmm. We respond to that kind of stuff. Absolutely.
Awesome. I'll make sure to post that number on the socials for sure. There's no doubt about that. Do you host regular town halls or have advisory boards or things like that that are open to the public to kind of keep public involved?
Yeah. On the first Tuesday of every month, we have our Board of Health meeting at the administration mm-hmm. building. It's usually held in the commissioner's chambers, and the meetings take place. They start at 5:30. Depending on how many items we have to go through, it can run from an hour, a couple hours, just depends. But yeah, usually the first Tuesday of every month, you can catch us at the Porter County administration building and the commissioner's chambers at 5:30 for the Board of Health meeting.
Got it. All right. That's great. Now we've talked a lot in terms of communication, getting people involved and engaged in that sort of thing. One of the things that you can do as far as involvement and engagement is to host events. And so we have an event coming up, right? And that event is the kickoff to Summer Health Fair right here in Valparaiso, Indiana. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about what this fair is about?
Sure. This is the second running of our event, taking place at Central Park Plaza. We'll be under the pavilion. So I don't know what the opposite of a rain dance is. So maybe you can, pray to the gods that control that.
Sure.
So, but rain or shine, we're going to be under the pavilion at Central Park Plaza. We're going to have a DJ set up on the stage on the amphitheater. Hopefully it's a nice warm day where we can have the splash pads going. That was a big hit last year. The event it's going to be on Friday, June 13th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The official start of summer is June 20th, so we wanted to have our event a week earlier, just to make sure that we are indeed kicking off summer with health and wellness in mind. We're going to have tons of giveaways. We have dozens of vendors who are going to be in attendance this year. I think we are more than 40. This is a free event to enter. Like I said, tons of giveaways. You're going to be offered dental screenings, vision screenings, immunizations, back to school physicals, free haircuts for the kids. We're going to have face painting, free backpacks with school supplies. Food trucks are going to be there, and we're going to have so much more. There is a little bit of a twist on this year's event. We are joining forces with the Salvation Army to host a canned food drive. So please bring in 3 canned food items and come with your child, of course, and your child will be entered into a raffle for a chance to win a brand new bicycle. And along with that bicycle, they'll get a brand new lock and helmet, because we're all about safety, right?
That's right. That's awesome.
That is a new little twist on this year's event. So please bring out some canned food bring out some canned food items for our food drive, and it'll be much appreciated. And your little one could be riding off in style this summer. I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the featured vendors who are going to be there.
Absolutely.
The Indiana Department of Health, they will be offering immunizations. The Zach Mago Foundation and Northwest Health, they're going to be offering preventative heart screenings. Denmark College from Maryville, they're going to be the ones offering free haircuts and face painting for the kids. We really appreciate that. And they also have a medical assistant student program. So those medical students are going to be helping out with the screenings and the intake and things like that, maybe with the immunization. So we're going to find some stuff for them to do. And those food trucks, we're going to have Dr. Dog, we're going to have Northwest Indiana Snowy, and we're going to have the Lunchbox on Wheels. So these were all big hits last year, and we are happy to have them come aboard once again.
Absolutely, that's great stuff, and it's really a great fair in terms of bringing the community out, learning about health, and just learning about the services that you provide as well. But I also love kind of a focus of bringing the kids out as well, and that's really a focus, but not maybe exclusively the focus, because this is open to the whole community, correct?
Absolutely. So the real reason why this initiative started, we had a lot of positive feedback from a back-to-school clinic that we did in 2023. And from there, we were like, well, hey, we can host our own little party, if you will, our own community health fair. One large place where all of our community partners and local organizations can gather and share information and resources with one another. I feel like, with this being such a big community, there are times where those valuable resources, they're out there, but a lot of people don't know about them.
Correct.
So to have everyone in one central location that everyone knows, Central Park Plaza, home of the Northwest Health Amphitheater, it's a great location, and it's going to be a great time for everyone to come out and have some fun, but also be educated. I think you're going to learn some stuff out here. You're going to learn about resources that are out there that you might not have been aware of, and maybe you'll make some new friends. Last year we had close to 1,000 people out there.
Did you really? Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like, kind of because this is year two, so it's kind of like going to ask you, from year one to year two, like any of the differences, but also like what that turnout was or what you could expect.
We were expecting between 200 to 500 last year, and we had some head counters, and we got near that 1,000 point. We got a little worried because I think our max was 1,500. We were like, oh, the party's getting too big.
Right.
But like I said, it's a great location. We had such a great time last year. We had people in costumes. Like I said, the splash pad was going. It's a little warm. But hey, it's June. What are you going to do?
Right, exactly.
Better than rain, right? But we're hoping that this year we can get close to that 1,000 again, and maybe even a little more. Central Park Plaza, they can hold it. They can handle it.
They can definitely handle it. There's no question. Well, this has been a fantastic conversation, one that I'm very excited to have with you, because I've known you for a bit, and this is a great event. Last year was great. I think this year is going to be great. We are going to pray to those weather gods for sure. We definitely want a nice day, but I'm assuming rain or shine. So if it's maybe not the best day, still come on down, huh?
Can I actually add a little something to that?
Please, yes.
Another
please
couple
do.
of twists.
Yeah.
So I mentioned our canned food drive, how we're going to be giving away a brand new bicycle or a certificate for a bike. But we also had another new twist. So we actually had a t-shirt design contest. We sent out submissions to all the kids in Porter County, all the elementary schools. We wanted to get the kids involved this year. This is their fair. This is their event.
Sure.
So you're going to see us, our staff, we're going to have these bright yellow shirts, and they're going to have an awesome design on there. It's going to be a little picture that a cool little girl made. And we're going to present her with a bike because she won that contest.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
If you look on our Facebook, I had the opportunity to speak with her, talk a little bit with her mom, and let her know that she was indeed not only one of the top participants, that she was the actual winner. That was a really fun project to do. So I couldn't leave that part out. We're going to be presenting a young lady with a brand new bicycle, helmet, and lock. And she's never had a lock before, she says.
Good. It's a good thing to have.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we're going to have on these awesome T-shirts designed by an awesome Porter County student, and we can't wait to rock them.
Now, I love that. And so, folks running the event at the department, you're going to be wearing these shirts. Are these shirts available for purchase as well?
No, they won't be available
so
for
you
purchase.
don't get them.
No, just us, just because it's our party.
It is your party. It is your party. Well, I love that. And so just keep an eye out for the yellow shirts. If you have any questions, that's kind of the idea.
Find someone with a yellow shirt.
There you go. I love that. Well, once again, Demetrious, it's awesome talking to you about this event. So once again, this is the kickoff to Summer Health Fair here in Valpo. That is June 13th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is at Central Park Plaza. So make sure that you join us for that event. I think it's going to be a great event. And I once again, thank you so much for being here, Demetrious.
Thanks for having us on. We really appreciate it, Mark.
Absolutely. This interview will air locally on 103.1 FM WVLP Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Time, Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central Time, and again Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. The interview will also be made available on the Mark Mo Show podcast. Monday evening, I think, is when we're going to make that live on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Thanks again for joining us, Big D. We will see you on Friday the 13th in Central Park Plaza from 11 to 3 for the kickoff. And I want to thank everybody for listening. Take care, everyone.